Thank you for inviting me to join your conference. America's foundation is stable because it was built on three intertwined strands: faith, family, and freedom. In Ecclesiastes, Solomon wrote, "A cord of three strands is not quickly broken." God builds in threes: Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And freedom in America was built on three pillars: our Declaration of Independence, our Constitution, and the rule of law. America is the beacon for the entire world because of these pillars. Since the November 2020 election, these last 16 months have been nothing like anyone would have anticipated. The right to vote and the rule of law are the pillars to ensure a strong democracy. When I was in the Georgia General Assembly back in 2015, I wrote an essay on the rule of law versus the rule of a single individual. Now that I've experienced that battle between these two forces, I can say with the strongest conviction that the rule of law is central to who we are as a people. When the time came to choose, I came down on the side of law. Leaders who defend our republic and the God-given values on which it stands need support from those who share our American ideals. Our founders would ask nothing less of us. The rule of law is the very foundation of our nation. It is easy to follow in the easy times. It seems a more difficult ideal for some in more contentious times. For thousands of years, he who had the most strength or the most wealth, they were the law. They made the rules. But our Western tradition set us on the path to where our nation is today. With 24/7 media, social media that is increasingly antisocial, and the splintering of our shared institutions like the family and our communities of worship, many people seem to yearn for stability in the form of a person, not our laws, not our system, government, or even our courts. In these polarized times, we need to learn to lean back into the rule of law and restore every American's faith in it. We all have a key part to play in this noble goal. When we share a basic set of values like character, honesty, integrity, kindness and respect, equal opportunity, and equal justice, then trust and civility will be rebuilt. When the election outcome was what it was, I had sworn an oath, just like every other elected official, to uphold and defend the law and honor the truth. The fact that many others chose a different path still astonished me to this day. Facts guided my decisions. It was a difficult time, but as my friend likes to say, a person of integrity expects to be believed, and if he isn't, he lets time prove him right. And time has proven us right. But consider those elected men and women in Congress who, on the evening of January 6th, after the earlier storming of the Capitol and the loss of life, still voted to challenge the results. Their actions are what undermines millions of Americans' faith in the rule of law on both sides of the aisle. So it's up to each of us, in our role in the system, in our community, to uphold what is right. We all must work with integrity at the core of our souls to restore every American's faith in the rule of law. Because if we fail in that, our nation will fail in the long run. If we truly believe that our democracy is worth fighting for, then we cannot let that happen. Over the long days of history, there were similar moments like these. Our founders stood for integrity and a noble cause, and thankfully, they prevailed. In Proverbs 20, Solomon wrote that the righteous man walks in his integrity. His children are blessed after him. And the blessings and prosperity we enjoy today in America are heritage from America's earlier generations who embraced these values. In President Reagan's last speech as president to the American people in 1989, he shared what was most important to him. In that speech he said, "It was back in the early 80s, at the height of the boat people, as the refugees made their way through the choppy seas. One spied the sailor on deck and stood up at him and called out to him. He yelled, 'Hello, American sailor. Hello, freedom.' Freedom, integrity, and honor is what makes America that shining city on the hill, the beacon for the entire world, a nation dedicated to the rule of law." Thank you.